Hello, this is a summary of Phase 1 for Sirgog's 3.25 test for non-meta builds or for skills that are weaker. The summary I'll make right now is that Poison Concoction is probably more comfortable, or not probably, is more comfortable to level on. I've done that. I've leveled both skills, and Poison Concoction just feels better. So if you're interested for Cobra Lash, stick around. In Act 1, Cobra Lash felt okay. It struggles on bossing. It is pretty good at clearing, especially if you decide to pick up lesser multiple projectiles. Besides that, in Act 1, I don't think I really struggled with any content, with anything killing me. ROAs are easy. The chaining, the built-in chain of Cobra Lash makes it very comfy for wiping out packs. You don't really have to be accurate, which is why I like it. It's one of my favorite skills. Mistakes I made is I came down to get Aura Effect way too soon. I did come for flasks early on. After I pathed down here, I picked up damage up here first, and I grabbed health as I felt I needed it. I'd say, what level was I by the end of Act 1? I think it was 18. I don't remember. I'd have to look at the video. Let's see here, look at my notes. Alright, so I guess I forgot. Did I summarize this at the start? I don't remember. Doesn't matter. Alright, so lucky drops I used during this run. I used Victario's Flight, and I also dropped a Silver Branch, which I sold that for alterations, and I used the Victario's Flight because is really good movement speed. No Atlas setup yet because we're in Phase 1. Damage projection, I rated it at C. Single target, I rated it at, I'd probably say D. I should probably rate that lower. Damage projection might be a B. It kind of depends. Another difficulty I had during the run is I didn't see a rare belt, or a rare physical belt, or a alchemy orb until Act 4. So I was not able to use the vendor recipe to make a better weapon to use. I did find some okay weapons, but definitely not the strongest leveling weapons I've ever found while leveling through the campaign with Cobra Lash. Defense is C to B. The life gain on hit feels really good, but it doesn't early on because you don't have enough attack speed. So that's why rushing, I do take this wheel. I spec out of it eventually because it isn't efficient. But this node here, Life Raker, is very nice. Lots of attack speed and built-in life gain on hit. And accuracy. So this is a good node. A sleeper bonus I found, which I'll probably do sooner in future runs, is to dual wield claws and equip. Dual wield claws and take this mastery node because it gives 25 life gain on hit with main hand, 25 mana to the offhand. It allowed me to drop clarity. It attacked faster, so the life gain on hit felt better. I believe I beat Gravicius with this in Act 3, which felt very good, and I wish I would have done it sooner. So I would heavily recommend that if you're playing a claw attack skill to dual wield and spec into that because it just feels good. So that was definitely one of my major decisions and affected my performance. And I don't see too many people talk about taking this or trying to dual wield during the campaign, but I think it is genuinely good if you're trying to do an attack-based claw skill. Defensively, it felt much better when I got Grace. Just makes the I didn't get stun locked. Another pain point was getting stunned in Act 3 in the sewers. The teleporting maniacs, I think they're called. I don't remember. They would chain stun me a lot, and that's where I died the most. I just kept suiciding into it and trying to engage at a range to just a blue mob. So that did not feel good. I've leveled with the skill before. It This is probably the worst leveling experience I've had with it. Most of that is on me for my lack of preparation, but some of the drops were not very good for me. But in general, I'm a pretty bad player. I've been playing a very long time, but that doesn't mean I've learned to apply my knowledge to my gameplay. I have an enormous amount of trouble doing that. Act 3, the one boss that did feel good was fighting Piety. It still was slow, but Cobra Lash is very good at wiping out Piety's transformation circles in Act 3. Dominus and Gravitius took a while. Dominus's mobs were tougher than Dominus himself. Because you fight the initial soldiers and then you fight the miscreations after the soldiers and then Dominus. So the minions are actually tougher than Dominus for this run on Cobra Lash. And I think I got my butt kicked a couple times by them. So that was another area where I died a bit until I got to Dominus, and then it was easy. Act 4, I didn't really progress. I was very underleveled. I was focusing on trying to level quickly because I wanted to get this project done. I don't believe I'm going to be able to, so I might be done here. I spent some time in Act 4 on the Aqueduct and the Dried Lake farming alterations, so I could farm up bench crafts that would have unlocked at that point in the game to engage with the lab. I got destroyed in the lab both times I tried. I went in with too little health. I think I entered lab with 400 health at Act 4. So my gearing was terrible. So I spent some time in Act 4 farming those things, got the currency necessary. I did not pull from my stash on that. I did make some few errors early on. I think I stole some scrolls of wisdom, which didn't really matter because I had plenty of portals. Since I don't use portal scrolls, you just use the log out tech to get back to town. So I had some other gaffes where I accidentally used currency I didn't have, but also it's not currency that would have been impossible to farm. I think I used one more alteration than what I actually had. So I died to Izaro in the first room 2 or 3 times just because I was too squishy and I had too little damage. So after I farmed up and bench crafted life and got up to about 700 health, a bit over 700 health, and also crafted I got the minimum increased fizz damage for my claw, unfortunately. So I only got 40%, but that ended up being enough to clear Izaro in a okay manner. I understand all of his movesets, so I was able to dodge it. Him being dual wielding swords made it a little bit rougher when I did get hit, but my health pool was too big to get be one-shotted. I think that concludes all the major points. I guess another major decision I made was I chose to not try to go into an elemental trinity version of Cobra Lash. I've built those kind of builds before and they do work. I just don't think it's good to do during the campaign. Accessing poison and nodes and chaos damage nodes, it's much simpler at this point in the game. And yes, so I'll leave it at that. Thank you for your time. If you listen to all this, this is mostly a journal of me being a terrible player and not so much a reflection of Cobra Lash. I am doing this to try to become a better player. So I thank you for any comments or feedback you have.